we're familiar with. Hey, what's no backpack? Oh, you got a backpack. I, okay. And right when I start my live, my neighbors have their kids out there and they want to have a conversation. I don't have too much time, but um, what I wanted to say before I got distracted was things that feel familiar. Sometimes it's easy for us to jump into it. It's easy for us to trust that because we're familiar with it, it's the beneficial thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But sometimes it's not. And the reason I say that is sometimes we're used to doing the wrong thing and we get comfortable. We form a habit of doing the wrong thing. But because we've been doing it for so long, it doesn't mean that it's the right thing. And it's important for us to realize that and go ahead and make changes rather than stay stuck doing the wrong thing and acting like we're making progress, right? So I was watching something yesterday, and this is where this idea came to mind. I figured I'd share it with you guys really quick before I jump on and get my day started. But you've all heard, or most of us, I should say, have all heard, do to others as you would have them do to you, or treat others like you would like to be treated. And yesterday I was watching something that a young lady was speaking on, and she said, you know what? That's not the way to do that. You treat others like they would want to be treated. And I said, whoa, okay. It's the first time I heard that. So she went further and said, most people fall into the do to others or treat others like they would want to be treated because, again, we hear that all the time and it seems to make sense. But if I'm someone who likes straightforward, blunt answers, no sugarcoating, and you're somebody who's completely opposite and you love the sugarcoating, you love to get the information, but hey, don't give it to me too tough, okay? Because my skin's not too thick. If you're that person, then you want to be treated the way you want to be treated. And if I treat you the way I want to be treated, that may not work for you. So it's important to understand how other people want to be treated and treat them the way they want to be treated. And it's important for other people to understand how you want to be treated and treat you accordingly. It's not fair to say that I should treat you how I want to be treated because you may not like the way I like to be treated. So, in other words, sometimes things that we're so used to saying and doing, ways that we're living, may not necessarily be the best. And sometimes it's important for us to just slow down, listen to other people's perspectives and points of view, and then say, okay, does that make sense or does that not make sense? And if it does make sense, even if it's a little piece, maybe go down a little bit further, ask a little bit more questions to figure out if the whole idea makes sense to you or not. There's nothing wrong with listening to something and saying, you know what, doesn't make sense. I'm not taking that advice or I'm not going in that direction. But there's something to be said about somebody who doesn't have the open mind to listen first before making a decision. Somebody who says they're not interested in something that they haven't even heard about or understood makes no sense at all. But so many people do that. And so many people hang on to things that aren't right or that don't make sense just because it's familiar. So I want to challenge you today. Maybe look into your personal belief system and some of the things that you think are the way, right? And say, okay, is there possibly a different way, a different perspective to look at that thing? And have I been ignoring it, right? Sometimes it's just to slow down and we can get more information and then change the direction. That's it. Happy Friday, everybody. To support your mission, your dream, your goals, I'm here for it. One thing I don't do is rewind. So feel free. Let's keep this conversation going in the